about this time in the night, right? Trump's numbers surged in the betting markets. All of a sudden, we started hearing from Republicans how excited they were, on and on and on. And then the red mirage, I guess it was, disappeared because the map early favors Trump, and then it disappeared. Are we starting in the disappearing phase yet, or where are we?
So far, no surprises. So far, everything that is supposed to happen for these parties has happened, right? Donald Trump is supposed to win in North Carolina. He's supposed to win in Georgia, and he's supposed to win in Arizona. And in the Southeast, so far, that's what he's doing. Let's look at Virginia, and let's look at why DDHQ was able to call Virginia now, even though in the raw vote totals, Trump is still ahead. And this is, Leland, speaks to what you're talking about that takes place over the course of the evening. Where is the vote still out in Virginia, right? So it's in the close-in Washington, D.C. suburbs. We talked about Loudoun County, which is suburban, but it's kind of ex-urban. It's farther out in the suburbs, and it's more Republican. And Kamala Harris underperformed there. 61% for Joe Biden in 2020, down to 57% for her. That's what happened there. But we don't have much vote in from Fairfax County, which is the next one in. We don't have much vote in from Henrico County, which is the close-in Richmond suburb. We don't have much vote in from more densely populated, more diverse, more African-American parts of the Commonwealth of Virginia. What you see in one state, one Commonwealth, is indicative of what happens in the country as a whole. The less populous parts of the country count faster because the precincts aren't as crowded, there aren't as many ballots to count in individual places, the lines aren't as long in all of these places. So if you think about it this way, an election goes outside in. You start counting, you get a lot of rural vote, and then you start to grind in on the suburbs. You start to count those suburban votes, and you get closer and closer. And then the last nuts to crack are the ones that are in the densely populated urban areas. What people think is a shift in the vote, or it went this way or that way, I would just remind everybody, it doesn't matter which piece you put in first or last in a puzzle, it doesn't change the picture. The image remains the same. And it feels like it's happening in real time for us right now, like this is really going on. These are all votes that have already been cast, some of them weeks ago. So this is why it's hard to count, and this is why we have to remember we're going to watch the needle, we're going to watch probability shifts, we're going to do all that stuff. But the thing to remember now is political geography. Where are the votes left? And to use Virginia as indicative, the place where the votes are left in Virginia are places where Democrats win overwhelmingly.
All good points. I appreciate the puzzle reference, because if you had used food imagery, as you often do, we would all get hungry.
Ask Stirewalt
I just ate a
about
bag
the
of
cowbell.
steak. Elizabeth Vargas.
Elizabeth Vargas about the cowbell.
There's some cowbell reference going on here on the desk.
More?
Leland didn't know. Yeah, more cowbell. Leland says Blue Oyster Cult.
I thought he was saying I needed a cowbell.
Yeah, he didn't know what I was talking about. He says it's not a thing.
I got one question for Stirewalt, though. And you make, look, I'm looking here at Fairfax County. There's still a lot of vote out, fine. But the fact that Trump is doing better than Biden did in Loudoun County, right? How similar is Loudoun County to the suburbs of Philadelphia? How similar is the counties outside of Richmond to outside of Pittsburgh, say?
This is what I want to stress to you, which is if everybody keeps winning where they're supposed to win and performing well with the voters they need to perform. So you could say that Kamala Harris is underperforming Joe Biden in Loudoun County, or you could say that Loudoun County is returning to its basic nature, that 2020 was the aberration, not the other way around. So it was surprising to Republicans that they lost the southern states in 2020. They were surprised to lose Arizona. They were surprised to lose Georgia. They were surprised to lose North Carolina. That's right. They should have been surprised because those are Republican states. And something that we've talked about throughout this election year. Donald Trump is like a normal Republican now, which is to say he's changed the Republican Party. The Republican Party has changed him, and his coalition looks like a more typical Republican Party. Yeah, it's got more working class voters. Yeah, he's doing better than he did in 2016 and 2020 with non-white voters, but it looks like a more typical map.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, Click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.